If you're a golfer struggling with aches, pains, stiffness, lack of flexibility, lack of mobility, you just feel like you can't really swing the golf club how a pro swings a golf club because of your physical attributes, you're in the right place. Because today we're going to use one of my favorite mobility tools, the foam roller, and we're going to show you how to use the foam roller to release your mobility and play your best golf. Welcome back to the Macro Golf Online YouTube channel. I'm Joe, founder of Macro Golf Online, and today I'm going to take you through my 3 favorite foam roller exercises for golfers. Now you might have found plenty of foam rolling exercises online. You can just YouTube foam roller exercises, you'll find a million. But there's 2 things we're going to do specifically here that are going to be different in this video, and this is why I think this is going to be the best video for you to unlock your best golf. The first thing is we're going to do these specifically for golf. There are some specific areas of the body that need to work fluidly for you to play your best golf. And we're going to work on the hips, we're going to work around the shoulder and torso area, and also on the middle part of the spine as well. And the second reason is I believe that most videos that you will find will not use a foam roller correctly. And you'll see in these videos how using the unique method that we got here at Macro Golf, you're really going to start to get the most out of the foam roller you've got. So not only are we going to make it specific for you as a golfer, we're going to show you the unique technique that's actually going to make a difference to your overall mobility in the long term. So here's how I recommend you use these videos. We've got 3 different videos. They're all follow along videos. So we're not just going to show you how to do it and leave you to it. We're going to show you step by step how to perform these movements to the best quality. So what I recommend you do is I recommend you perform video 1, then perform video 2, and then perform video 3. And I recommend that you do 1 video per day. And I recommend you then rotate through these 3 videos. So we're going to do video 1, you're going to perform that today. You're going to come back tomorrow, you're going to perform video 2, and then you're going to come back on the next day and you're going to perform video 3. What you can then do is you can then rotate through these 3 exercises, just taking 10 minutes out your day each day to work on a specific area needed for your golf swing. And I want you to commit to this for the next 2 weeks. So I want you for the next 2 weeks to come back to this video, perform video 1, then come back, video 2, video 3, 1 a day for the next 2 weeks. I want you to experience the difference in your movement, 1 of how you perform in the exercises, but 2, how you're swinging the golf club as well. And here's the fun part. The difference you're going to feel over the next 2 weeks, you can stick it down in the comments below. And I really want to know if you noticed a difference or if you didn't notice a difference. If you did notice a difference, stick it down, let everyone know. They're going to help people find this video. If you didn't notice a difference, let me know below. Let me know why you feel like you didn't know a difference. Let me know that they were rubbish, they didn't work. Tell me in the comments below. And what I'll do for you as a thank you is I'll just send you a little gift as a thank you for coming back and letting us know they didn't work, as a sorry for it not working for you. But what this gift will do is it will guarantee some progress for you. So whether it worked or didn't work, drop us a comment below. Also make sure you obviously save this video so you can come back to it day by day and it's a lot quicker for you to do that. Okay, so enough chat. Let's move into exercise number 1. Hopefully you've got your foam roller ready. If you don't have a foam roller, I'll stick a link below where you can get one. Make sure you've got a foam roller ready. Let's dive into exercise number 1. This is the thoracic spine mobilization. For this, you're going to need a foam roller. You're going to place the foam roller down on the mat, and you can come place yourself on the roller. And we're going to start with the roller up towards the upper back. So I've kind of got this across the back of my shoulders. Now from this position, I can give myself a big hug. Let me move my microphone. I'm going to give myself a big hug, and that's going to open up my shoulder blades. Now from here, all I'm going to do is lift my bum up if I want to. I can keep my bum on the ground, and I'm just going to scrub myself against this roller. So think about being a bear, itching yourself against a tree. So I'm just scrubbing my back against this roller. I'm really trying to open up my shoulder blades by giving myself a big hug, and I'm just scrubbing my back against this roller. I can work on one side, I can work on the other side, but really I just want to get this full global, what we call lateral shear, just scrubbing back and forth. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to try and flex over this roller. So I'm going to try and extend my spine over the roller, and then I'm going to crunch up. I want to extend and flex. 2 more here. Extend and flex. Last one. Extend and flex, and then I'm just going to get a little bit of rotation with flexion. So I'm just dropping over to one side, flex, twist myself over the other way, twist myself over the other way, and the other way, and then I'm just going to move the roller a little bit lower. As I move it lower, I'm just going to go back to my scrubbing left and right. So I'm just scrubbing from side to side, can work it all on one side, can work it more on the other side, trying to give myself a big hug, just itching my back against this roller, trying to get some good input. Working on one way, the other way.
And then again, we're just going to extend backwards and flex forward. Full extension and flexion, really in control using your core muscles. Extend over the roller and back. And now we're thinking about getting this twist. So I'm twisting over to one side as I extend, and then twisting over to the other side as I extend. If you need to support your head, that's absolutely fine. But ideally, we carry on giving ourselves a big hug. Twist. And let's move that roller a little bit lower. So now we're just coming down a little bit more into this middle part of the back. And again, I'm going to give myself a big hug, and I'm just going to itch myself against this roller. I'm just scratching this part of my back, scrubbing back and forth. Think like a bear against a tree. Just scrubbing on the roller, scrubbing around. I can apply all of my pressure into the middle if I want to. I can apply my pressure onto one side or the other side. And then we're going to go for our flexion extension. So I'm just now extending myself over the roller, crunching back, extending, and back, keeping control of my core. And up, one more. And now I'm going to get a little bit of tilt, and I'm going to tilt and extend, tilt and extend. Really just move my spine through all the positions it should be able to go into. And then I'm just going to move it into my final position now, so a little bit lower again into the back. Now we're just kind of touching into this lower part of the thoracic. And again, all I'm going to do is scrub on this roller. Just scrubbing around. Applying some pressure into there. Scrubbing back and forth. Getting some good self-massage. And then we're going to again extend over the roller. Come back. Back, last one. And now we're going to tilt and extend. Tilt and extend. Two more. Tilt, extend. Tilt and extend. And just like that, guys, that is your T-spine mobilization.
This is your TFL smash. Now for this, we're going to use the foam roller. If you do have a larger supernova ball like this, you can use that for this movement. I'm going to demonstrate with the foam roller because it's the most common tool. But if you do have one, it's going to allow you to get a little bit more intricate work into the area that we're going to work on today. So the area we're actually going to work on is very similar to the hip flexor smash, but the hip flexor kind of runs on the front side here. And actually what we're going to do with the TFL is work slightly onto the outer side. So we're going to come in a little bit more laterally and work on this outer portion. Really common one if you're sat down a lot, and if you're sat down a lot with the legs a little bit wider, you can start to see how this area can become really, really tight, really, really stiff. Really key one for limited internal rotation in the golf swing. So we're going to use a roller. We're going to go after this. We're going to do like 90 seconds, 2 minutes on each side. And the idea is to scrub, break down, smash, and release the TFL. So we're going to start with the roller. I'm going to start on the right hand side. So it's going to be a little bit awkward to get into position. What we're going to do is we're going to place the roller down on the mat long ways. All we're then going to do is we're going to place our hip down onto the roller, coming into this kind of lateral position. So for a typical hip flexor smash, we'd come directly straight onto it. With this, I just want you to shift almost like a 45-degree angle. So I'm just coming onto this roller at like a 45-degree angle. I'm then going to place my right elbow down on the floor. From here, I can allow my left knee to come up for support. And then once I'm here, it's going to feel like I'm already in the position to start just scrubbing back and forth. So I'm kind of kind of like a 45-degree angle with the hips, elbow down. All I'm doing is I'm just tugging back and forth on this tissue. So I'm just trying to pull the tissue all the way to the left and then pull it all the way to the right. If you've got a roller with some texture, this is going to feel great. I'm just tug from left to right, almost like we're trying to just pull this muscle away from the hip bone. So we're going to come in laterally. This is where the rollers with a lot of texture are going to work really well. If your roller doesn't have this kind of texture, or you don't have one like the rumble roller, you might struggle a little bit here. So just if you are struggling, just apply a little bit more pressure, and then we can just start to pull this from left to right.
So I really want to try and maintain this 45-degree angle. I don't want to be tempted to let the hips drop over. So if you want, you can even tuck this left leg up, and that's going to allow you a little bit more pressure to just start to scrub left and right. So just as I'm scrubbing, remember, keep an eye on my breath. Feel free to just kind of play around with positions that feel good or anything that feels interesting. And just as we scrub here, left to right, just trying to allow this kind of tissue to slide. Good, once we feel like we've got a little bit of good work done there, what we're then going to do is we're going to place this other leg back down on the ground, and I'm actually going to lift the foot off the ground here. So now I've got all of this pressure on the right side down, and all I'm going to do, maintaining this little bit of angle with my hip, I'm just actually going to allow this leg to kind of sweep open and closed, almost like a window wiper with this right leg now. So I'm maintaining pressure on the roller, and as I do that, I'm just creating a little bit of internal rotation as I rotate round on this hip. And you're going to feel as you rotate open, the pressure increase onto the roller and then decrease as you close it. And it starts to give you a little bit of an idea of what this system does and what actually is going on here. Good, I can come back to my scrubbing. I'm just going to move between these two, kind of just a little bit of scrub. Really trying to be a little bit more aggressive with this now I've found the spot. And then just back to a little bit of rotation. Feel free to go at your own pace here. A little bit of scrub. And a little bit of rotation. Now we're going to do something a little bit more complicated, so bear with me this as I describe it. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take the left leg back to create a little bit of space. So all I've done is I've extended this left leg back. I've still got my right hip on the roller, and I've still got my hips at this angle. What I'm then going to do is I'm going to allow myself to put some pressure down into this left foot, and I'm then going to look to bring this right knee up. So now I've got this, basically all of my pressure down on the roller on this right hip. I'm just supporting with my hands and my elbow. What this allows me to now do is it actually allows me to get a little bit of movement in this knee as I open and close. So I can kick this leg behind me, take my hip into extension, and then rotate round underneath with the knee to get this little bit of extra scrub. This is what we call our long lever, short lever positions, and it actually allows me to get some really good deep massage into this TFL with some movement for context. So this is challenging. It is kind of like an awkward position, but we really can get some good movement done here as well as getting some input. So we're almost kind of like a tack and floss technique as we move this knee up and round. A few more here. Good, and then just take a position there, take the leg back to the start, all the way back into that start position. Just take one full deep breath in, one full deep breath out. Good work. Let's do the other side. So what you'll notice here, as you come up, as you stand up and feel this as I move my microphone over, feel free to jump up and kind of see how this feels. But when you walk away from this session, you really will feel a difference in your hips. Every time I do this, I think, oh well, that's how my hips should feel, right? That when you walk away from this, that is the feeling you'll have. So let's go back onto the other side. Let's remember how we started. We just had to roller down here. Now we're going to move on to the left hip. So we're going to drop the left hip down onto the roller. Right knee's going to come up, just down on my left elbow, right hand. And we'll just remember how we started with these hips of 45 degrees. We're just scrubbing left and right. Now what I think I really love about this is it's a great one if you're sat down, and if you sit like me generally with your knees quite wide, then you can see how this position gets really, really tight. What you also notice is, I would definitely say this is one of the best mobilizations for noticing instant difference just walking away from the session, as I said. So it really does give you that kind of like instant relief, an instant release in the hips, especially if you've been kind of sat at the desk all day, if you've been sat down for long periods. Just jumping down and just spending like maybe 90 seconds to 2 minutes on each hip, suddenly in 5 minutes you can just walk away and just feel like a new person. It's pretty incredible. So it's a great one if you're short on time. Maybe you're going to go and hit some balls, maybe you've got a round to play and you've been at work with the kind of long summer days. This is a great way just to release all of this tension in the hips. So we're just back to our scrubbing. We're just pulling all the way one way, all the way the other way. We're just trying to really pull all of this muscle away from the bone. Just scrubbing similar to our hip flexor smash, but we're just working more on this outside portion. Good work. Let's get a little bit of that rotation going. So let's take the leg up now. Allow this leg to drop out to the outside, back to the middle. Almost like windscreen wipering with the foot. Applying some deep pressure now. Again, remember to keep an eye on your breath. Like, I've not really kind of spoken about the breath a lot in this routine, but I feel like we're moving so much that it's hard to always take our focus back to our breath. But don't forget that. Remember, we're trying to take 4 deep inhales, 4 deep exhales. And the other thing to note here, if you feel like you're on anything nervy, move away from that. Like I've not found anything today. Everything feels pretty good. But if you feel like you're on something that's a little bit nervy or bony, move away from that, okay? Good work. So let's bring this leg back down and let's work on this little bit of movement. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take this right foot up, balance onto my toe. What this does is creates this little bit of space for me. And now with this little bit of space, I can start to get this knee working in and out. So I'm just pushing it back into long lever, pulling it forward into short lever, and just extending this hip and just getting a little bit of context into this position. This just feels great. It's a bit of an awkward position, but it just feels so good. Just bring this knee forward and back. Just keep an eye on your breath. Apply as much pressure into the roller as you can. Good work. Feel free to come back and do a little bit more scrubbing and get a little bit more movement. Just give me like 20 seconds more on this side. Great work. Just come back down, bring this knee over. Let's just apply a little bit more pressure. Just take one full deep breath in, full deep breath out. Yeah, and time flies when you're having fun. Great work, guys. Hopefully when you walk away from this session, you'll instantly feel the difference in both these hips as you walk away. Just a really quick 5-minute release of these hips. Remember, you can also do it with the ball and it can give you a little bit more intricate work. Movement will be exactly the same. Well done. This is your lat self-massage routine. So you're going to need a foam roller for this routine. And you're going to place the foam roller down on your mat. And you're then going to come and lay down on the roller with the roller just underneath the armpit. Okay, so I can apply all of my weight into this roller. I can have my hand up above my head, I can have it at 45 degrees, or I can have it in front of me. And I really encourage you to play around with the different positions as we go through this routine, okay? So applying my weight down into my lats now, all I'm gonna do is start to scrub backwards and forwards on this roller. So I'm just moving all of that tissue backwards and then moving all of this tissue forwards. And I'm just scrubbing back and forth on that roller, really trying to get that tissue to move backwards and forwards. I can play around with my arm position, I can have it in front of me, I can have my arm behind me, and I really encourage you to play around with a little bit of rotation as well, and just find the area that feels the most restricted for you. So the area that feels most restricted for you is the area that I want you to spend the most amount of time in, because that's when you get the most amount of work done. So we're just scrubbing back and forth on this roller, playing around with my arm position. And then what I want us to do is I want us to push as far backwards on the roller as we can. Really feel that. And then pull as far forward on the roller as we can. And then just scrub a little bit more. Now I want you to take your hand directly in front of you. So bring your arm so it's in forward. And from here, I want you to push as far back as you can into that position. And we're going to hold that position now. From here, I just want you to reach your fingertips as far forward as you can while maintaining this backwards pressure on the roller. And then still having this backwards pressure on the roller, I want you to bring your fingertips as far forward, back towards you as you can. Push it back as far as you can and as far forward as you can. What I now want you to do is push that tissue backwards as far as you can. Push those fingertips as far forward, pull them back, fingertips forward, fingertips back, and then just start scrubbing again. I want you to now just think about opening up this chest slightly and rolling onto the back half of this roller. So I've just opened up my chest and now I'm on the back side of this lat. And again, I'm just going to scrub back and forth in this position. I'm really keeping control of my breathing at all times. I'm going to stop here. I'm going to take a deep breath in and hold it and do some contract and relax. So I'm going to take a deep breath in, contract against the roller, squeeze and rejecting that roller away from me. And then exhaling and relaxing in. A little bit more scrubbing. Again, I'm going to take a deep breath in and hold it. Breathe, deep breath in. Contract against the roller. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. And relax. Good. Now I'm going to bring myself over, bring my chest down towards the roller, and I'm now just touching a little bit onto my rib cage, onto my chest wall. Okay? And I'm just now very gently going to roll back and forth in this position. So I'm just gently scrubbing back and forth on this chest wall, keeping an eye on my breathing. Getting a little bit of work done on this front side. Keep an eye on my breathing. 5 more seconds here. Great work. Jump up from there and just have a quick retest and just see how you feel. So for me, it just feels like I've got so much more room in this left side that I've just done. It feels like I've got more room to rotate, take my arms up and get some extension, okay? Great work. Let's do the other side. So we can move my microphone over. So I'm now gonna go on to the other side. Remember where we started? Just underneath this armpit. Arm can be up above the head, 45 degrees or in front of us. And remember, we just scrubbed back and forth. So just scrubbing back and forth, really trying to get that muscle and that tissue to move all the way forwards and all the way backwards. Play around with your arm position. You have arm up above the head. You can have arm at 45 degrees, or you can have the arm in front of you. And let's all meet now with our arm in front of us. Let's push that tissue as far forward as we can. So I'm pushing myself back on the roller as far as I can. I'm going to reach the fingertips forward, pull the fingertips back, reach them forward, pull it back. And now I'm going to bring myself as far forward on the roller as I can, really try and push all of that tissue backwards, reach far forward as I can, as far back, as far forward as I can, as far back, and then I'm just going to carry on scrubbing from that position. I'm now just going to roll a little bit more onto my back side. So I'm going to open up my chest onto this back side of the lat. And again, just a little bit of scrubbing back and forth. We're going to do 2 contract, relax here. So we're going to take a deep breath in and hold it. Deep breath in. Hold that deep breath and contract into that roller. Push your arm into the ground. Squeeze the roller away from you. And relax. We're going to do 1 more of these. We're going to take a deep breath in, hold it. Deep breath in. Contract, squeeze the roller away, squeeze, 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 and relax, exhale. Now just roll onto the front side. So we're just touching onto this chest wall now. And again, we're just gently scrubbing back and forth. Gently scrubbing back and forth. Nice and gentle, nice and easy. Great work, guys. You're doing great. This is not an easy one. And dismount from there. Just come back into the middle, see how that feels, and hopefully you're feeling amazing. Great work. Okay, you did it. There are the 3 exercises. Hopefully you've come back for the last 3 days and done 1, then done video 2, then done video 3, or maybe you just skipped to the end part of this video to see if I said something interesting or different at the end part. I'm not going to say anything different or interesting. I'll say thank you for watching this video. Thank you to everyone that's going to drop a comment below and let us know if this worked for you. And if you've got any questions, again, just drop them below or just drop me a message from all the contact details that are going to be below this video. Thank you for taking the time to watch the video and I hope to see you on a video soon.